What's up, everybody? This is Blake and Levi. We're the Turn Two commentators. Chase Briscoe got it done this week. Junior got a win as a crew chief this weekend.
Rigged.
Stay stay tuned, stay tuned, and we'll give you the breakdown on everything and give you a Atlanta preview.
Coming up next on Telemundo.
What's up, Levi? How's it going?
Good. Having a good day. I guess I'm mildly excited and mildly sad that the occupant of the 19 car won at Pocono, but yeah, dead clock is right twice a day.
That's your boy.
I I don't even know who drives that car. It was
Hmm.
supposed to be Josh Berry, but I guess he got overruled. They went the cheaper route. They went to Dollar General to find somebody.
Hey,
Fine,
if you really,
but
if
he
who's had a better year?
um honestly, if I take playful hatred aside, Briscoe, besides those penalties, I would like to see where the points is at. But he qualifies really well. Whose win was better?
Josh Berry's, because like he said, you're at Joe Gibbs. You're expected to win.
Yeah, it was almost like he won. He's in the 19 cars. It's just like
Yeah, about
okay,
time.
it's like Kyle Larson. Let's say Kyle Larson wins at Kansas. Like, okay, your
Yeah,
name is Kyle Larson. You in the 5 car. What am I
yeah.
surprised that you won? It ain't like it's Cody Ware winning. I want Cody Ware to win at Atlanta. Then I'll see like what real quick, what real quick, 10 seconds. What would Cody Ware say if they said, "Did you expect to win today? How did you feel in that race?" What would he say?
Uh,
Has he
he'd
ever
probably
done
do
a
the.
post race interview?
I don't think so. He'd probably be like Ricky Bobby and be like, "What do I do with my hands?"
How do you think Tommy would be on DBC on that
Oh,
weekend?
he probably wouldn't be there. He'd be drunk and passed out in the field somewhere.
His voice would be gone. He'll be sounding like that coach on Waterboy.
Yeah, yeah,
But yes, to your earlier question, it's a toss up. Josh Berry's had a couple of mishaps where like he's had a strong car, get caught up in something, he makes a mistake. But Briscoe, he will start with
yeah,
3 straight poles, and then he has the Todd Gillen syndrome on a pole, but finishes 16th.
yeah.
But I mean, do you who real quick on last point on that? Who would go further in the playoffs if the playoffs started next this week?
I'm going to assume it's going to be Chase Briscoe.
It's a tight one because hey, look, I know it's not a Penske car, but it is a Penske car.
Yeah.
Penske is going to turn up that speed later. But to that point, what did you think? One, two questions. How do you think the overall weekend was for NASCAR overall? Secondly, what would you rate the Cup race and Xfinity race?
Uh, well, like we've talked about for the last 5 weeks, Prime makes the overall weekend so much better, regardless of. I know Xfinity's on the CW, which the CW they do great, but Prime as a whole, you get it on Saturday with practice and qualifying, and then you get a pre-race show, you get the whole race nonstop pretty much, and then you get an hour post-race. More content, more eyes, but I'll give Xfinity race like an 8.3, 8.4, only because Junior and Zilich got the win. Cup race, I give it like a 6.5.
Um, I'll do my ratings first because I got a point I want to add about the overall Xfinity race. I probably saw as much as the Infinity race as as a dead dog or like a trash can, but I did catch the main part, the last 3 laps.
There you go.
And when I saw the 88 was up there, I was like, this is a perfect storm right here. It felt like Dan Suarez in Mexico. Like,
Yeah,
is he gonna do it? First of all, I never seen Dale. I haven't seen Dale Jr. that happy since he won the Daytona. What was it Daytona 500 in 2014, the second one?
yeah.
Him jumping up, I know Dale makes it seem like he comes off, he doesn't even touch beer. But how much beer you thought he
Oh
drank?
no, he can kill the beer. Don't let that man fool you.
Nah, he pounded beers, and TJ Majors, even though he didn't win the race, he was drinking with him.
Oh, he wasn't. Look, he wasn't sponsored by Budweiser for nothing. Like, come on now. You're not gonna
Yeah,
get somebody like like I guarantee you, Ross Chastain probably kills the Bush Light. He might not come off like that, but you know he's drinking it.
I'm gonna give that Xfinity race a 10 out of 10, strictly because of the storyline, and also because what happened between your favorite boy in the seven and Chase Elliott. Oh, I don't know if you saw the
Oh,
17 got penalized.
yes, I did see that. Yes, right before we got on. Yeah,
I give it a 10 because storyline basically, and also, and then um, getting a race against your best friends up there. So it was storyline, strictly storyline. Cup race, I will give a, excluding that the occupant of 19 win, nothing against him, I'll give it a 5.5 because one, if you had a good car, you were up front, but then you couldn't pass if you were at the top of the pack. And if you had a bad car in the back, you couldn't pass. Minus like a couple of people that could drive through. Like I watched Carson Hocevar pick up 10 spots in one lap. But that was on a restart. But the one thing I wanted to add, I know that a lot of people on both sides say that Prime is bad, and I think that's ignorant to say that it's bad. And why is it on Prime when everyone who has Amazon has Prime? Someone in your
yeah,
family has Prime. Someone does.
yeah,
But at, we always talk about how Fox broadcasts is it's not that it's bad, just lackluster if you can compare and contrast with Prime the Prime broadcast. But I will say I wish that as a kid with the Speed Network there was some people that can just put money in. NASCAR wants to see all the teams, see all their books for the last 14 years, apparently, but we can't see NASCAR book the last 3 months. If there was just one channel that was dedicated to having all of this and a combination of everyone, just like
yeah.
imagine in the middle of the race breaking down pit stop, Larry McReynolds and Steve Letarte. That'd just be too much information for a lot of people to combine.
You remember that show that used to come on like Monday night or Tuesday night? I think it was like
Two
Steve
car, two man
Burns.
garage. Oh, never mind. Sorry, wrong thing.
No, it was a NASCAR show. They sat in the nice little leather chairs. It was
Is
like Steve Burns, Jimmy Spencer, and somebody else.
Kenny Wallace?
But maybe. And they'd sit there and they were in a studio and they'd recap the weekend.
Yeah, it's no.
They need something like that. Even though I know Prime gave us the post race show. Give us some every week.
They have the tennis channel. They have the hunting channel. They have the NHL channel. They have MLB channel. They have the cricket channel. They have pickleball channel. Who are we going to? Nothing against this person I'm about to bring up, but your best friend Eric Eastel and Break Hard and other slew of other people. We don't have a dedicated channel. Now take everyone. Imagine if they were all on one channel.
Yeah.
Uh, It's plenty of money out there in stock car racing, dirt racing, whatever you want to call it. Put it on Flow. Have a NASCAR dedicate on Flow. They got everything else.
Yeah.
Have have the breakdown. Have the special guests. Have Dirty Mo needs a channel, like an actual like cable channel.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's all I would add. But overall, I wanted to go to. I had a question.
Okay.
Would a Pocono night race, if it had all the lights, be better than a day race? A Saturday night Pocono race.
Well, like we always say, anything under the lights, it doesn't matter what it is, it's gonna have a good atmosphere.
I ask you this. You're a Georgia Bulldog fan, apparently. I think you're a Georgia Bulldog fan or Auburn fan, one of the two. Would you
Whoa,
rather
whoa, whoa,
would you
whoa.
rather watch the Georgia Bulldog? Give me a team, SEC team that you love when Georgia plays them, no matter how good or bad they are. Like one
I'll
SEC
say
team, like you say, oh, I gotta watch this game.
Tennessee.
Would you rather watch Tennessee and Georgia at 1 p.m. or 12 p.m., or would you want to watch them at 7:30 p.m.?
7:30 p.m.
Like Chase Elliott said, make all the summer race, just the summer races, make them all night races.
Yeah, this 2 month stretch when it's 97,000 degrees outside, make it a night race.
Exactly. But also, who is your standout driver besides the winner? Who do you want to give a shout out to in the Cup Series? Like, excluding the winner, like someone else you thought it could have been a guy. Let's say, for example, if Cody Ware started 37th, went to 30th, and you thought that was amazing. Who you want to give a shout out to?
Um, Give me 1 second here. Well, also, side note, if this comes off a little crappy quality, it's because my computer decided to take a crap on us.
Man,
So
Microsoft,
this is actually take two. Um, it would not record for me,
take
so
two
I'm on my
commentators.
yeah, take two commentator. So I'm currently on the phone, but let me just look up
Sorry,
the
I'm getting ready for this weight cut.
oh, you better cut weight.
Yeah, got to get down to 155 championship weight.
Oh,
You see the name.
oh my God, I see it now. Uh, a guy. I'll give you two guys, standout guys. Chris Busher. It seems like he's every weekend. And another, I'll just say this team
I know what team you're gonna say.
legacy.
Oh, now I was shocked.
John Hunter Nemechek finishing sixth, and Eric Jones finishing 13th.
That's a good team that Jerry Jones has been driving with passion. But I'm gonna give a shout out to the team RK Racing and Brad Keselowski because even though
Yeah,
all of the plans were wrong for Brad K, but like he said, like when they got the call, yeah, pit road is closed. He said, "Keep your heads up, let's go on to that. We'll work our way back up there again, and all three of them finish in the top 10 again."
just a what if. If that caution didn't come out, do you think he would have won the race?
Um, I don't know because they said they were waiting for a caution. They said they needed 6 to 8 more laps to be out there for them to be okay. But I don't know. It would have been close. He finished, I believe 10th. He would have got a
I
top
think
10.
he got back up to seventh. I think it was six or seven. I just had it pulled up. He was okay. Yeah, this computer's so jacked over. God dang. I think he was seventh. Let's see. I'm just gonna go with he was seventh. I'm tired of dealing with this piece of crap computer.
All right, so I had a question. Um, how do I say this? Two questions. What can make the Pocono races better, and how did you like the tire wear and the pit strategy? Because it was almost like a road course, pitting a couple laps before, because it's such a big track, you can pit without going a lap down.
I love pit strategy. I love fuel mileage races because it gives me like a nostalgic feeling of that's what we saw almost.
Would you take a fuel
Wouldn't say
mileage race or a tire managed race?
honestly, probably a tire management race because I want to see the guy manage the tires.
Hmm.
Oh, your tires wear out in 30 laps. Well, we got to make it 60.
Yeah, like, oh man, your right front is at 10% and you only been out there for 2 laps.
Yeah. Brad K finished ninth.
Yeah, okay. How did you feel about Ryan Blaney? He finished third. You
Yeah. He
you think
had
his you
another.
think he outperformed his car? He got what the car can get.
I I just think he has speed every week. It just depends on if he can make it work.
How would you rank the Penske drivers? And you
Mm,
include the fourth Penske guy. What would you say
Logano.
their specialties are? Better question.
Logano's specialty is he's sneaky. I'm not even gonna say like that's just a trait. He's just sneaky. Um,
Oh, you know
you
what?
know,
Better question. Including the fourth car, that's not a Penske car, but it is. Who would you match up at Penske to HMS? Like, okay, that's that guy.
Josh Berry, Alex Bowman,
Okay.
Cindric, Chase Elliott,
Okay.
Byron, Blaney, Larson, Logano.
I was gonna switch by Le- Logano and Byron with those drivers.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, they're interchangeable. Okay. Also, I know I get this document in 19, a lot of stuff. Was this his most complete race?
Yes, I
Or
mean,
better question, was this his best race in his cup career? Even though he's won before.
yes, because I feel like his other wins have been, oh, I gotta win, I gotta win. This was a, yeah, you're in the 19, you should have won.
What gets Chase Briscoe on the hot seat?
Uh, uh, uh,
Let's say
I mean,
this
he's
year
good,
and next
he's
year.
good, he's good. So I would say if he starts
Is he
finishing outside,
better than Eric Jones when Eric Jones was at Gibbs? Eric Jones got 2 wins, 2 Crown Jewel wins, and they kicked him out.
Chase Briscoe's doing this in year one with Gibbs.
I think Eric Jones was there for like 90 races or so.
So, well, time will tell. I mean, who
Who's a
knows?
better driver,
Chase
Briscoe or
Briscoe
Wallace?
might go. Briscoe or who?
Bubba Wallace. Who's a better driver, more talented?
Uh,
Cup car.
Chase Briscoe.
Over Bubba, Cup car.
Yeah, yeah.
Who do you trust more in a Cup car?
Probably Chase Briscoe right now.
Um, I think Bubba is a. I'll take him in a Cup race. I feel like what I see because Bubba's the guy. What you see in practice, if he's 28th in practice, he's probably going to finish 28th, 25th. If Bubba is
Yeah,
second in practice, if the car doesn't break down, he's going to finish in the top. Chase Briscoe will start first and just lead in practice and finish 28th like he didn't have no speed. So I guess it depends on what you like in a driver.
right.
Also, before I get to green flag, black flag, I wanted to ask you a question. Do you believe that Blaney's been the best driver this year, but just they haven't been able to put the full race together? Has he been the fastest? Can you make an
Can
argument
you
that he's shown the most excitement or flashes?
can you be the best driver with five DNFs?
If Lamar kept getting hurt every third week, but he's just out for a week, but comes back the next game and throws a 500 yard runs for 100 yards, can you still be the best player, or are you gonna give it to the player that doesn't get injured?
I mean, I guess so. I think it's
Even the
so
season will
weird.
tell.
It's so weird how this season has gone because I know I was a victim of it, but one point we thought, well, I thought Christopher Bell was gonna just like win seven straight races, and then it seemed like Byron was just gonna top three his way to the whole end of the season.
Like if Blaney wins the last 3 races of the year and wins the championship, will you be surprised? Or
No, I
matter of
wouldn't be
fact,
surprised.
if Joe Logano won the last 3 races of the year and won the championship, would you be surprised?
Not really, not anymore.
I guess if Cinder won the last 3 races, I mean,
That
okay,
one I'd be a little
you'll be
bit surprised.
surprised, but if at the end of the day I told you that, let's say you didn't even watch the playoffs, and I told you that Cindric won, Penske won the championship, but I said Cindric won, you'd be like surprised and not surprised. Well, Penske won it, but Cindric. First of all, if Cindric
Yeah.
wins the championship, how many years in a row is that? 4.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm pie in the sky. If Cindric wins this year and Josh Berry wins next year, I know they're not on the same team, Wood Brothers. What would you say about Penske engineering? And let's say HMS in the next 2 years, no, and 2.5 years, they have 28 wins, but they don't win none of the championships.
Well, that's usually seems to be how it goes.
Yeah.
Gibbs and Hendrick gonna get all the wins, and Logano and Blaney are just gonna get these wins here and there, and then somehow, oh, they're in the final four.
Who finished first and second in the championship race last year?
Yeah, Logano and Blaney.
um, okay, question for you. Green flag, black flag. I'm
Okay.
gonna I'm gonna I'm gonna throw in one real quick.
Okay.
Dale Jr.'s win in his Xfinity series was just a publicity stunt.
Oh, Black Flag. No, it wasn't. No,
Was
it
Dale
was not.
Suarez win for publicity stunt?
The win was not.
It was the
The win
same.
was
It was
not.
the same owner, Junior
It,
Motorsports.
yes, but them putting Suarez in over SVG was a publicity stunt.
FG said he wanted to focus more on his craft for the Cup car.
And that's fine. If that's how it went down, that's fine. But it just happened to be Suarez.
If there was a Cup race and you were a Cup driver in McDonough, Georgia, McDonough McDonough short
Yeah.
track, and your teammate was in it, and he said, "Hester, we gonna put you in there." Would you say, "No, no, my teammate had the honor of getting that race. I don't need to be in it"? What would you say?
No, I get it. I get it.
What
I
win was
get it.
more
But I do
impressive?
think
Which one was bigger for the sport? Dale Jr. or Suarez winning Mexico?
probably Suarez won in Mexico.
Now, what would Earnhardt fans say?
They'd probably totally disagree. But
uh, what would Dale Senior say if somehow he faked his death and he saw, wait a minute, you won as a crew chief? Has there ever been an owner winning as a crew chief? Well, besides Ray Abraham, I guess. Was they Ray Abraham crew chief
well, I
for?
was gonna say who's won a cup race.
Was Ray Abraham the crew chief for Casey Kane?
Yes.
And he was a owner at Abraham Motor.
Yeah.
Wow, there you go.
But no, I was going to ask, has there ever been anyone, I'd like to look this up actually, who's won a cup race, owned a team, and won as a crew chief?
Now, look, I know you don't like them old and baseball stats, but I know it was someone named Jethro Clampett that won in 1951. He was a rear tire changer, the gas man, the crew chief, the owner, and he was a driver
Yeah,
somehow.
that's funny.
It was probably 1,500 people that did it in like a span of the summer of '53.
Yeah.
Also, green flag, black flag. Pocono should be a playoff race.
Ooh,
Would you take the
black
Rover out
flag.
for Pocono?
No, black flag.
You'll leave the Rover in over Pocono.
Nah, you know my take on the Roval. If it was just a straight up swap, sure.
They called you Christopher Blake Hester. We're gonna have another road course to be named later. Let's say Road America, since you love that track so much. I don't know why. And they say the Roval or Pocono. You make the choice.
Okay, I'll switch them, but I'm not putting Pocono on the Roval spot. I'll put Pocono in the first round.
Second to last race.
No,
Second to last race. It's the Rover or Pocono.
first of all, it might be snowing there.
The NASCAR. No, NASCAR still go there for snow in there. They just have like 18-hour rain delay and put on 1975 Coke 600.
First of all, one quick thing. I swear it looked like they have 50 jet dryers out there to dry that track. Where are those at in Daytona? I don't see that. I don't see
Uh,
those out there when it rains.
Broken down.
Yeah.
Question: Green flag, black flag. I don't even like that question. Is JGR the team to beat now? I'm gonna say black flag on that.
Uh, well, like we just alluded to, JGR and HMS, they get the wins during the season.
Penske wins when it matters. All the
Um,
speed and no issues show up at the end of the year for
I'm
Penske.
gonna say right now, I'll give it a green flag because I feel like right now, the last maybe month, they've been the most consistent.
green flag, black flag. Joe Logano pulls into victory lane, wins the championship. While he's in victory lane, NASCAR comes down, says your car's underway, you've been disqualified. Kyle Larson is the champion, or Chase Elliott. How would that? The green flag, black flag part is would that put a cloud over NASCAR? How would that
Yeah,
go for NASCAR? Good or bad?
yeah. It would not go over that
You don't
great.
think it would go good? The NASCAR's like they're not gonna
Well,
let up. They're
it
gonna be straight to the point.
optically, well, for the real fans wouldn't like it, but for the random mountain people that love Chase Elliott and Hendrick Motorsports, they think it's the greatest thing
The
ever.
mountain people. You going to the Tennessee
But it
Mountain?
seems like that's where they live in the mountains. The
Is it?
Chase Elliott fans, because I don't ever see any Chase Elliott fans out in the public.
Yeah, you don't see Chase Taylor fans in Metro Atlanta. Those are Ryan Blaney fans.
No,
Ryan Blaney gets the people that like have good jobs. Chase Taylor fans. Nothing against Chase Taylor fans. I feel like they just cut down trees and bathe themselves with Pepsi.
yeah, yeah.
The chase sextures, as he will. Green flag, black flag. Is Briscoe a dark horse to win a championship?
Black flag.
Well, you
I
don't
don't think
believe
it.
him? He's with the Gibbs car. He's won. He beat the mighty Denny Hamlin and Denny Hamlin's best track. And he had three straight
Uh,
poles. What else do
I
you
don't.
not want
I
from him?
don't. I don't. I'm not. I don't think
Young.
he
He has a good set of hair
straight
on his
up. I
head.
don't think he straight up beat Denny Hamlin because we all know this car sucks
The
with
long hair
aero for some reason.
assassin in the 19 car beat Denny Hamlin. He beat everyone's least favorite driver.
Yeah, that is true.
Green flag, black flag. NASCAR needs to step up on the cooling side for the drivers in the hot races, or they just need to
Mm,
tough it out.
no, I don't think they need to tough it out. I think it's something they could look into. Maybe slight green flag because it seems like seems like at least once a week you hear someone's cool suit failed. Um,
And last green flag, black flag for me personally, green flag, black flag. Kyle Larson is in a slump.
oh, green flag for sure. I think that whole five team, not just Kyle Larson himself. I think that whole five team is in a slump, and I don't want to hear no comment or read no comment that oh well he got the fastest lap in Mexico. I don't care. That car was probably cheated up because they wrecked it.
That's why I said, look, man, just send it out there, man. I don't care what you do to it. You know, we're gonna use you as a test run. We're gonna give you an extra 100 horsepower. We ain't no one's paying attention. They were looking at SVG lead by 3 years right now. Just go ahead and put
Yeah,
850 in the car real quick.
yeah.
I'm gonna throw this little segment in. Whose side are you on as we sit right now? NASCAR, the France family, or are you on the team side as far as the open books?
I'm on the team side because
They want to see 11 under 12 teams, 14 years of books of everything.
and and it's not even the teams that are doing the lawsuit. Like why should they like RCR, HMS, or Joe Gibbs or Penske? I mean, all of them really.
Yeah.
Why should they give them their books? They
I
didn't.
mean,
They didn't go after NASCAR.
if NASCAR says it's his family-owned shop, started from the humble beginnings at a small diner, credit their point system on a napkin. If you're contrite and you believe in what you say and believe that you've done everything by the right of people and right of law, why don't you just show some of your books? When 2211 and Front Row wanted to look at NASCAR books, NASCAR said it would just take too long and the time constraints and it's just too much going on and blah, blah, blah. Why don't you show some of the books? You always
Right.
ask the question.
Yeah.
They want to see the sponsorship links. They want to see the deals, the driver salaries, Garage 56, full of Le Mans attempt. I mean,
Yeah. That's what blows my mind away right there is because That was a NASCAR deal too.
Yes,
That Garage 56 car is sitting in the NASCAR R&D center.
yes, it's crazy. Like you don't want to show none of your books. I mean, if I mean, then it's a bunch of legalities and what each lawyer can get the other side to do and whatnot is who's winning. But I mean, we'll see how it unfolds because I believe the result of this is going to change NASCAR for the better or worse because NASCAR is acting like a bunch of politicians giving the runaround because at the end of the day, who's going to get hurt the most besides the teams, the fans, and whatnot?
The fans, yeah,
Exactly, because it's going to create distrust for NASCAR. People already think that NASCAR throws around a bunch of gimmicks and whatnot. People, the one thing I'll say about this, I saw that Kyle Larson took a shot at F1 because it's hard for them to pass and it's fake because of DRS and it's fake passing. Only thing I'll say to that, it's based on the car. They run hybrid cars. It isn't you have to do that with those cars. You can't just take the DRS out because it's hybrid car. It's different than NASCAR. But one thing I will say, F1, people say it's like you can pretty much guess the teams that are going to do good in the weekend, but it is pure race strategy. You see safety car, virtual safety car, racing strategy the whole time. NASCAR,
there's
they have
there's no
stages, they have green, white checkers, they have manufacturer wins. One thing I say about F1, when the race turns on, because they have a 2 hour time slot for all the races, race end. NASCAR, oh man, we on our 1500 green, white checker.
and F1 has the FIA.
Yeah, they have a
They're
governing
sitting there.
body.
Yes, they are going to screw you if you mess up. They're not going to sit there and think about it for 15 minutes or wait till Wednesday to throw down a penalty. They're going
What
to get
if
it done with
NASCAR?
right there.
What if NASCAR just segue, switched it up, and said, "We're not gonna park you for laps. Let's say certain infractions. Let's say a tire goes out the outside. We ain't gonna suspend nobody. That's a 10-second penalty on your next pit stop, or you come in and just serve it. You choose, or you know what, or
Yeah.
add it. How many yards do you think would take a 10-second penalty besides FG because he would have took a 10-second penalty at a track? Which one would you take a 10-second penalty at the end of the race, or would you take a 10-second penalty on the next pit stop?
I'd take it to the next pit stop.
Because that caution come out.
Yeah, because that caution come out, you can make that up.
Exactly. I think penalties should be harsher in NASCAR, but I don't think people should get suspended.
Yeah.
Like if you leave it at the
Um,
gas can, we gonna 5 second penalty next pit stop.
or a loose wheel, two members are gone, and $150,000 fine, whatever it is.
Yeah,
Like,
something like that. Also, how do you feel about the tournament coming up?
oh man, finally, people are talking about it.
Yeah, I
Finally,
was bringing this tournament up at the week one.
I'm looking forward to it.
You gonna vote for
I
your
don't,
boy Kyle Busch to win?
probably not.
Man, yeah, I
Let
think you
me
choose him.
pull it up real quick if my computer will cooperate with me. I know there's some key matchups this weekend. We can hit a few real quick. We don't have to go down the whole thing, but we can. I'll name some out and see what you think. Here it is. Come on, there we go. Okay, let's look at some notables.
Wow, that's
We're
crazy what I just saw.
we're going to Atlanta, aka Echo Park, aka No One Cares, aka Hot Atlanta, because it's going to be
No one
hot
says
and
how.
steamy.
No one said a hot Atlanta since the summer of '99.
Hey, it's hot Atlanta. It's hot. I'm working in Atlanta, so it's hot Atlanta.
How many people
Um,
you think got hot swamp ass in hot Atlanta today?
everybody by
Yes.
8 o'clock. Okay, key matchups I feel like are good ones. Uh, Ryan Priest or William Byron. I think that's a sleeper one.
I'm gonna take William Byron. He's 1-2 at the new configuration.
Ryan Blaney or Carson Hocevar.
Hocevar. But I know Blaine gonna lead last, but I think he'll be in the wreck.
Yeah. I think both of those guys are going to be up front. Larson or Reddick? That's a.
I'm gonna go with Larson.
I was going to say Larson did finish third in last Atlanta. Um, Now this one I feel like can set up whoever wins this matchup can make a deep run because of the next two races, McDowell or AJ Allmendinger,
McDowell's gonna start up front. He honestly McDowell may get the pole. I'm gonna go with McDowell.
and that'll set him up if he can have two good races. He'd get the winner of Ty Gibbs or Justin Haley.
Okay.
Here's a good one, kind of a sleeper one: Zane Smith or Austin Cindric.
Austin Singer's gonna lead a lot of laps, but I'm gonna give it to Zane Smith because he's just gonna finish ahead. Feel like was Singer gonna get shuffled back.
And does Ty Dillon pull the upset and beat Denny Hamlin this weekend?
Well, my last image of Denny Hamlin is being almost just off from practice and just logging laps like he was Cody Ware's brother in the Cup Series that year. Was it earlier this year or the last year where
No,
he
I think it was this year where they were like, "Oh, we're just gonna sit back and," or it was the end of last year,
it probably in the
and then
last year where they were
everybody,
logging laps? It's like,
I think it was at Talladega, and then everybody was like, "What are you doing?"
yeah, just sake of upset and March Madness atmosphere, I'm gonna go with the upset. Because honestly, Todd Dillon's actually been driving good.
But also, if you do not know, there's an in-season tournament, in-season bracket. Winner of it gets $1 million.
Similar to the
However,
NBA
also
tournament.
you can go to if if you want to do it, it's free of charge. You can go fill one out just like you do for March Madness. Go to NASCAR.com. If you get a perfect bracket, you'll win $1 million
Okay.
free. You just got to pick some drivers. That's all you got to do. It takes 5 minutes.
Okay. Um, for you,
Oh
uh,
wow! I just got a alert. Former Stenhouse spotter Todd Boyd is now a Christopher Bell spotter.
yeah, Christopher Bell, Twisted Spotter. Question. I know it can be. How much emphasis do you believe that in critical race strategy, mainly late race and end of stage situations, do you believe that teams, engineers, the war rooms, if you will, the drivers, the spotters, owners will put emphasis on the end season tournament versus getting stage points and wins versus the championship? Or do you believe they have to
I'm.
get deeper in the tournament
I
because
think from a couple of the interviews I saw this past weekend, not a lot of drivers really care, or they're playing it off like they don't care. But I think if they start seeing, oh man, if I win, if I outdo this guy, I can make it to the final and win $1 million. They're gonna go for it.
is Ricky Stenhouse in it?
Yeah, he's in it.
Carson Hocevar in it?
Yep.
What's the last tournament race?
Indy.
Is there any way they can match up?
Ooh, that'd be hard. Because they gotta. Uh, Hocevar has to do. He's facing Blaney this weekend, and Stenhouse is facing Christopher Bell.
Forget who they facing. Like, is there any way they can physically possibly match up?
Kind of. Um, Maybe in the third round.
What's the third round race?
Um, Sonoma.
Sonoma. I'm gonna paint a scenario for you. It's coming down to the last lap.
Oh
Uh,
no, they can't. They won't face each other. Uh, no, they won't. Only way they'll face each other if they make it to the finals.
what's the final round?
Indy.
Last lap. It is. I'm gonna put Ricky Stenhouse as first to win the race and win $1 million. On slightly old tires, Carson Hocevar second. He gets On the last corner, he gets Stenhouse, like just let him know you're there to Dale see your move. And
Yeah.
Stenhouse loses control and hits the wall. And Hocevar comes across, wins $1 million, and wins the race. What does Stenhouse do after that? Well, if you're on TV, what does Stenhouse do? He just got wrecked for the $1 million, and he lost the race because he needs to win. And it was Carson Hocevar. And Carson Hocevar at the post race, I did what I did. It was $1 million. I want to get it for my team, and we're in the playoffs, baby. What is Stenhouse doing?
They're fighting. They're fighting.
If that car is able to drive Carson Hocevar doing burnout, Stenhouse is going straight to him. He's driving the car straight.
Yeah.
You know what? A part of me wants that to happen because you know why? That would be like 1979. Imagine who's going to who does an interview right there for the winner at this point? Is it
I have
Regan?
no idea. I don't know. It's just TNT, so I don't know.
Let's just say Regan Smith is doing it. Hey, Carson, you needed to win. You finally put a race together. You won. You won $1 million. Blah, blah, blah. The crew members. Let's say the crew member isn't there yet. Crew members, both teams are fighting already. And in the background, Carson doesn't see what you see, and then Ricky Stenhouse is like charging at him. What does that do for NASCAR? He jumps on the back of Carson and throws him to the ground.
Oh, they're gonna get all kinds of views.
That's gonna be better than when Jeff Gordon, when Kevin Hart pushed Brad Kay into Jeff Gordon, when it was like 1,500 people. How did Jamie Little get the interview?
Yeah. But what about when Clint Boyer was running to fight Jeff Gordon at Phoenix?
Hearing Brett Griffin on the thing, or um, my favorite is when the Brad Kay Matt Kenseth one looks like a WWE promo. He's just Brad Kay's like, "You wrecked me under yellow." I don't know
See,
what that means. How did
where's
wait
that,
a minute, how
man?
did the first of
Where's
all,
that NASCAR?
how did the camera know to follow Brad Kay half a mile in between the haulers?
They
How
just
would all be
do.
in front of him? And then the way that Matt Kenseth came up, let's say this.
You get on mute. You hit the mute button.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Let's act like this is Brad Kay. Matt Kenseth came with, he's never had a fight before. He came up trying to throw a punch and like graze him. The back of the hand came up. I don't even know. Like hair got pulled. Brad Kay has just as much hair as Chase Briscoe. I, I want that to
What?
happen.
Like,
What does NASCAR give
where's that?
penalties?
Where's that NASCAR, man? It
They're
seemed
over
like
there.
back in the day, it was like every other week something was going
Do you
on.
think NASCAR penalized Ricky Stenhouse for like pulling Carson down, beating him up at Indy?
Probably.
He's got
And
turn.
they're gonna fine them and then promote it and then make millions of dollars off of it.
I'm gonna say this: imagine Cowboys coming off that corner, you on your seat, your wife, your daughter, your dog Kirby's even jumping up and down, and Carson Hocevar wrecks Kyle Busch, and he wins it. Kyle Busch total. He doesn't even get to finish the race. Kyle Busch went from the last corner first to dead last. How are you feeling? Like he purposely throws him in the corner. He just dive bombs and sends it.
I have a mixed feeling.
What does Kyle Busch do? Because that Kyle Busch gonna be mad. You may see Carson Hocevar versus Richard Childress.
That might be the changing of the guard right there.
The change of the guard. If one thing Carson does that, he has to step in it, regardless if he gets beat up or not. He has to say, I did what I had to do. It's $1 million.
Yeah, he has to play. If he was
He
to
can't
ever
say,
do
I'm
that
sorry,
again,
I'm sorry.
right? He has to play into the role now. He has to.
He if Cowboys wins the tournament but doesn't win the race, is that count as a win?
Yeah, he won $1 million.
Okay. All right. Okay. So about 10 races to go, roughly, right before the playoffs. So how many new drivers we have? What, four more drivers? We have four spots with people haven't had a win.
5.
Five. Do you think 16 people will win a
Man,
race?
I know we asked this question a couple of weeks ago, and you said yes. I was kind of disagreeing. It's looking like it might happen.
Let's say Will Brown is on a lead in the lap. Uh, Will
I'm not
Brown,
even. I'm not even going to count the guys that are coming doing the
Oh
one
no, no,
off.
I'm just going. No, I'm gonna point at a different picture scenario. Will Brown move FG out the way, and it's someone that needs a win in that spot. Are they aggressive? They going are they
Yes,
aggressive? So
yes.
initially they were saying they're gonna be aggressive. Let's say they get. Let's say pick a driver that's in that tough spot that needs a win. Let's say Bubba Wallace. No, I'm not gonna use him because the fans gonna be excited if he wrecks. What's another driver that needs a win in that spot that you know that needs a win that will be
Um,
aggressive that could be in the spot?
you got hang on one second. Uh, where's the playoff standings? Their their website's so stupid. Where's the playoff standings? You're not gonna show me the playoff standings? That's really stupid. Guys that need a win. I'm gonna go. I mean, you could go Carson Hocevar, you can go Ty Gibbs, AJ Allmendinger.
You know what? I'm gonna use that roller coaster because he can be up there. Let's say AJ Allmendinger needs a win. He moves Will. I'm gonna paint the time. He moves Will Brown out the way for the win. There's two corners left. He was aggressive. AJ Allmendinger. He knows he needs a win. Just moves him out the way. Will Brown pays him back and moves him out the way, and he went. Will Brown wins the race. Does that driver? Does AJ have a right to be mad?
Mm,
Or like drivers who need to win, do they have a right to be mad if they were
yes,
purposely aggressive?
yes,
But then the guy decided, no, you can't just move out the way. I'm gonna move you out the way. Do those drivers have to be mindful of how they race if they're gonna be aggressive, knowing that payback could come?
yes.
Because the worst spot is, imagine how do you think Bubba Wallace feels going into Atlanta? Not Atlanta, but Daytona.
Oh, it'd
Plus,
be a must win.
no, plus 1 point. What stress you think you'll be on? Plus 1 point going to Daytona.
That's not the playoff standing. What are we doing? I'm sorry. I'm just trying to find a playoff standing. And why is it so hard to find a playoff standing? I give up. I give
Okay,
up.
I have a question. What do you think if you're AJ Allmendinger? How would you approach these last few remaining races leading up to the playoffs? What do you think your main goal is? I need to win a race. I need to win a race, or point your way up there. How would you approach it if you're AJ Allmendinger, knowing that you got some favorable tracks coming ahead? But how would you cautiously go up against? Since he's an older guy, so he's savvy. How would you approach it?
Mm, yeah, I thought I was gonna find it. Repeat that. I'm sorry.
If you're AJ Allmendinger, unlike Brad K, who's like 3 years behind the points. If you're AJ Allmendinger, how would you approach these last few remaining races before the playoffs? Would you emphasize we just need to win, we need to win, or would you? How would you go about the race? Because you know you got road courses coming up where you just like
I,
point your
I was
way
gonna
in
say
those ovals and try to win the road courses.
yes. He's got three more chances, like legit chances to win. I mean, honestly, maybe four because he's won at Indy before in Xfinity. Well,
Yeah,
no, well that was the road course. Never mind.
it's the oval. Yeah. How if you're Brad K? I don't. If I'm Brad K, I'm actually not panicking because one, you're a team owner, so you can get two drivers in minus you. Because I feel like they're doing everything they need to do, but they're just luck is going to hit them. Luck is going to hit them
Yeah.
at one point. They're getting so close.
So let me ask you this though. I know we're talking about guys below the line, but what about someone? I, he's got 160 points above the playoff line, but Chase Elliott.
I'm not worried if I'm Chase Elliott because if if I'm certain drivers, I can't depend on what their mental makeup is. I can't worry about it. I'm just executing each day. It's almost like playing NFL. You playing Super Bowl, man. Are you nervous? I can't worry about that. I got to worry about the X's and O's.
Yeah.
Make sure I do my job. If I'm
I
chasing
get
LA,
that, but I'm just
because
saying
because
if
he
they start having new winners, that line drops.
if if I'm personally chasing it, I would make sure that I'm not the one worried about that. My team is, because if I qualify first, if I do this, I'm going to do good. Because honestly, if you go to only if it gets to Daytona, I'm stressed about it because of Daytona. But going into this week, I'm not worried about it. I would if I'm those drivers, I would emphasize getting many stage wins and many points as possible during the race. I ain't worried about the win.
Hmm.
Then
Okay.
also,
Well,
but if I'm Brad K, if I'm someone that's so far back, wow, wow. Okay, if I'm so far back, I need to win. Like, is your SVG? I mean, you, I can get two more wins, three more wins. I mean, you never know. He's finished third at Atlanta before in this new configuration. Now, the last thing I actually want to touch on that's a little different. I wanted to get your take on it before we get to paint schemes. What do you think has been the most impressive thing of the season, and what do you think has been the best race?
the most impressive thing overall,
Yeah, if an alien came down and said, "What's been the one thing about this season that, if you look back on, just one thing's like that's my favorite part of the season."
these last 5 weeks.
Do you
And
think
then
NASCAR could knew that this? Do you think the people involved in that knew it was going to be this good, or the reception?
they probably had a sneaky suspicion, but they probably were like, oh man, let's get more races next year. But best race, I think it's the one we went to. I think it's Coke 600.
Also, I don't think they're going to know um, how good they had it with Amazon, even though a lot of the people staying on, until they get to Fox at the beginning of next year.
Oh
That's when they,
yeah,
because like, we don't have any margaritas to go around, but we got water. That's how they know how good it is, because you have to see what most fans didn't like once they get to
yeah.
that point. Um, I say my most favorite part of the season. Well, I'm gonna say best race to Coast 600 because I went there and I
Yeah,
was. How many people you think there by there? They didn't even look at my phone. Didn't even pee. Didn't even get up during the whole race.
I still don't. I still can't believe how you did that.
And I was
Because
drinking beer.
yeah, I know that's
I was so
impressive.
fixated on my driver because he was trying to get up there.
I
So
mean, you were locked in on SBG the whole night. I'd be looking at some. I'd be pointing at you. Look at this over there, and you're like, "Oh, I was watching SBG."
I knew what that car was. I was like, dang, good thing I had the eye surgery. My favorite part of the season for me, um, dang, honestly, for me, I'm gonna go with the Suarez thing. The Suarez, the Dale Jr., the storyline behind some of the things. Chase
Yeah,
Elliott winning the Clash. I mean, just storylines of certain things happening. The attempt for Kyle Larson, even though I'm against him running it, but just the storylines, the potential storylines they put forth and whatnot. I did like that. Who's your favorite paint scheme for the Cup Series?
uh, I sent it to you a couple weeks ago, but I like that cinnamon toast crunch car, Chris Buescher.
Um, you're not gonna like who I chose, but I was thinking about that car, and I was thinking about my love hate relationship with Cinnamon Toast Crunch as a kid because I couldn't get it whenever I wanted it.
See, that was my favorite cereal, cinnamon toast crunch,
Oh,
as a
my,
kid.
um, well, I get on. Let me get on that real quick. What are your top five cereals, real quick, since you bring that up?
Cinnamon toast crunch.
No order.
Okay, cinnamon toast crunch, cocoa pebbles, frosted flakes.
With
Gotta have a
sugar.
good thing. Yeah, with sugar. Um, Fruit Loops,
I had
Fruit
those too.
Loop, and
I had
then
those too.
I'll go just sometimes a good bowl of Cheerios every now and then.
Wow. Okay. Um, Kix was my favorite cereal as a kid. Don't ask why, because you can put sugar in that just like Frosted Flakes. Um, Captain Crunch peanut butter. I can eat that. They're plain.
Oh, I got another one. The Cocoa Puffs,
Oh, yeah,
peanut butter Cocoa Puffs.
those are good. My third one, I know you said the what's the Flintstone cereal? You said
I Cocoa Pebbles.
Cocoa Pebble. I like the Fruity Pebbles.
See, I did. I love the Cocoa
I like the Fruity
Pebbles.
Pebbles. I'm gonna go Lucky Charms, but the one with the all marshmallows. And then lastly, the fifth one, man, the one that you should be arrested for is the Apple Jacks. I'm gonna go Raisin Bran because that's a good quick one. But my favorite paint scheme was Joe Logano's.
The Auto Trader.
Yeah,
Okay.
mainly because of the color. It looks good at
Okay.
night. But honestly, the cinnamon toast crunch is so creative, and it's what it is. It's not like a made up design. It's I wish they did that
You know
more
who else
often.
also has a good paint scheme? And I really like Ty Gibbs' Sonic car.
Yes, and I'm gonna give a shout out to another driver. I like Chase Elliott's Children's Hospital car.
That was a good car. I like that.
Xfinity, who you
Yeah, this
giving it to?
let me look. Let's see. I'm gonna go. Justin Allgaier was pretty nice with the peanuts. Uh, None are really just popping out at me.
I like Massey's car, the regular one.
I was literally just looking at that. I was gonna say probably Mason Massey. I like that. Or Jeremy Clement's car looks pretty cool.
Yeah. So yeah, I know you want to get this. What's the score?
9-8.
That's good. That's good. I haven't even
Turn
used up
two. Turn two picks. Here we go.
9 to 8.
You're up 9-8. I'm on a 3-race win streak going into Atlanta.
Is there any way
You
you can pull
pick.
up the notes for that?
I can. I got it right here. You picked Christopher Bell last week. I picked Demi. So I got that win.
I haven't used a lot of my heavy hitters yet.
Before I pick my driver, do you want to run down a few you picked?
Yes, you can go down and run down who we picked.
All right. We'll start at the top. Daytona, and we'll just go down. Ty Dillon, you picked Ryan Pre, and then you had your mess up at Coda where you picked Eric Jones and Carson Hocevar. Catherine Legg, Noah Gregson, Austin Dillon, Ryan Blaney, Kyle Busch, Michael McDowell, Kyle Larson, the random Chad Fincham pick.
I can't believe
You
I got
picked Denny at Kansas, Stenhouse, Chase Elliott, Brad K, AJ Allmendinger at Mexico, and then Christopher Bell last week. My pick, I am going Zane Smith.
you. Are you saving people?
Not really, but yes and no. I think it's a conservative pick.
You said I chose Austin Cindric and Corey LaJoy because I'm going with Corey LaJoy.
You haven't picked any of them.
Yeah, I'm going with Corey LaJoy in '07.
You're going Corey LaJoy,
'07 car.
01 car.
I say '07 because it reminds me of a Hendrick car. I'm thinking it's
I'm writing it down.
who are you choosing? Zane Smith.
Zane Smith in the Aaron's Lucky Dog, Aaron's Dream Machine.
I never went against that type of car, and at a plate race. Is we going Zane Smith? I'm going BJ McLeod. Yep. Better not wreck. You better not wreck. You better not wreck. Cause BJ don't wreck. He gonna log them.
Why?
He BJ gonna log them laps.
Are you sure?
Yep. Wait a minute. Am I not mistaken, or has BJ McLeod led at a plate race more recently than Zane Smith? BJ led at Talladega last year. You better not wreck. BJ probably gonna start 33rd. Gonna be a big wrecks. That man gonna finish 28th, one lap down. And Zane Smith gonna be, you gonna look at him at 35th, just logging last 55 laps down.
I don't like that you did that. I hate when you do that because then it puts all the pressure on my driver that if he wrecks, that car's going to somehow finish that.
When's the last time you seen BJ McLeod wrecked out of a race?
I've seen him wreck a
But it's
time
been a
or two.
while. You seen Zane Smith wreck more recently because I'm,
He's in the race.
yep. Well, he's got to make it in on the race.
Whoa, you're picking a guy that has to qualify in?
BJ McLeod gonna make it.
Hang on now. He's got to
I'm looking dead at on the entry
he's
list.
got to qualify in. Oh my God, he does. So it's between him, Carson, or not Carson, him, Corey LaJoy, Connor Zilic. So who get so
Did you write
somebody's
down who
going
I
home.
chose?
Yes, I did.
Can I do a double pick? Just in case he don't make
Oh,
no. Just in case he doesn't make it into the
no,
race.
no, we're not doing that again. Okay,
Just
you
in case
can
he don't
do
make
it.
it.
Okay, but it can't since you've already locked in a pick.
Oh,
You can't.
I already got my pick.
I gotta. It's gotta be some kind of stipulation. You
Yo,
can't.
cause you ain't when I say the driver name, you don't say it's all right, it's fine. You like,
There you go.
you ready?
Yeah.
You sure?
Are you about to
Justin
pick somebody else that has to
Justin Haley.
qualify in?
Justin Haley. Just only if BJ don't make it in, and you can take Justin Haley away from me too.
Okay.
Just a contingency plan. I had another driver chosen, but I feel like he was gonna be the first car wrecked, so I didn't want that.
Who are you gonna choose, Bubba?
No, it's gonna be Riley Hurst somehow, seeing a car spin on the back.
First of all, who's gonna choose that man?
Oh no, I'll choose. It's a couple of tracks I would choose him at, but I just feel like the car just so it's lacking speed somehow. I don't know who's building that. It's just lacking speed because
No, 2311 struggling. That's a whole.
first of all three cars had brake issues. They all finished in the 30s.
Yeah, that's a bad weekend. But before we wrap this up, you got anything else?
uh, who you got at the Lime Rock race? NASCAR first time at Lime Rock.
That's gonna be an
I don't think
interesting
Ham's
truck
winning that.
race. No, I don't think so either. I think it's gonna come down to Jordan Taylor or Cam Waters.
Also, yeah, I think I think that's all. Any other Cup drivers gonna be in the race?
Nobody.
'Cause I know it's gonna be a one off. Um, oh, I'm really looking forward to next week.
Yeah. Um. Also, I'll
San
be at
Diego.
Atlanta.
Well, I have one more thing: San Diego or Road Atlanta or Road America. Which one?
Road America.
I think San Diego will put on. It will be a better race if you look at the entirety of NASCAR. If because I've been there. If you're racing by the water, the entirety of it would be better. But I can lead to the racing can be better at Road America. But if they put it on right, it can be amazing. Because
Yeah.
NASCAR by the water, I mean, and I will put. I don't know how they're gonna do that. You got to put it the West Coast swing.
Yeah. No, you do.
And for San Diego, you got to. It's hot, quote unquote, year round. You got to put it. I'll put that in the summer. Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's all. I hear you. Little birdie told me you're going to go see Kyle Busch win this weekend.
Yeah. That's a plan. Well, I don't know for the Kyle Busch winning, but yeah, we'll
He'll
be out
Xfinity race
there.
for him. Is he done with any other races for any other series?
Yeah, I think he's done with Xfinity.
Probably got a truck race.
Oh no, I'm sorry, truck. He hasn't done an Xfinity race this year.
Would it be a random RCR car if he did? I, if you
Yeah.
put Kyle Busch in an RCR car in Xfinity Series, he'll have a chance to win.
Look, they have the perfect opportunity. Put him in the 3 car in
Just put him in.
Xfinity.
You know what? Okay, so like, I'm gonna end it on this. What chance do you give Austin Hill winning the Xfinity race in a 33 and a sorry the Cup race in a 33 car
Is he
at,
in that race
at
too?
Chicago? Yeah,
Oh, I took nah, zero,
zero. Real quick?
zero.
Who finishes higher, Austin Hill in the Cup race or Brock Feeney, who's going to be driving Xfinity Series
I don't
Supercars?
even know who that is, but we'll go Brock Sweeney.
This he's the Ron Blaney in Supercars. He just moves up to 15th all time and wins. He's only been driving for 3 years.
Oh wow.
But I'm just saying, like, who would you say does? Who do you okay? Last thing, who do you think needs to perform well in the Cup Series this weekend? May not need to get a win, but they just need a good win, a good race to launch the rest of the season.
Bubba.
I'm gonna say Bubba and Brad K. They need to
Yeah.
solid top 10. Brad K seems like he's on the uptick, and
I
Bubba
almost
seems
chose I almost chose Brad K, but I'm like,
I know it's gonna be a late race. Him and Joe Logano get into it somehow.
yeah. Brad K gets screwed.
Before he signed off,
Uh
that was the best finish at Daytona 500. Two teammates because of both of the radios, they were blaming the other person. That's better. But that's all I got. Is night race, both night races. Is
yeah,
did you already check the R word?
the R word.
Yes, it's been hot all week, but is there going to be any surprise?
Oh, well, you know how Atlanta is. It could rain one day, be somehow 60
What
degrees
time
the
is the cup
next.
race on Saturday?
7:30.
So if it was a 4 hour rain delay, you're probably just gonna stay there the whole time because you don't
Oh,
live that. You may be the
exactly.
only fan in there.
Hey, that's fine. I go sit in front row.
Where are you sitting at?
We're sitting in turn four.
Turn four. Is there any way you can find yourself at the where they get a checker flag?
I mean, I might have
I
to work
know.
my way there.
Would you take the flag at Cowboys if it was you and another person? Would you take it? Is your daughter going?
No, she's not going.
You know that's a ploy to take her because Cowboys gonna give her the flag. Now, where are you gonna put that flag in your house?
We'll put it in her room.
You gonna sleep with it first, then you put it in her room. But that's all I got.
All right. Well, yep. If you see me out in Atlanta, holler. Uh, y'all take it easy. Later.